It's another typical day in Metropolis with Superman flying overhead. Suddenly, an odd little man walks through the middle of traffic calling for someone named McGurk and causing trouble. An armored truck speeds towards him. Superman swoops down and tries to hold back the truck, but it suddenly turns into bubbles. Superman ends up on the street and looks at the little man who is also made of bubbles. The man mocks him and pops. Everything seems fine, so Superman leaves. Later, Clark sits at his desk at the Daily Planet and notices Jimmy chuckling at a newspaper. Clark inquires as to what is so funny, and Jimmy shows him a comic strip entitled Mr. Mxyzptlk, starring the very same man Superman saw in the streets earlier that day. Clark tries to read the name as Mxyzptlk, but the character jumps out of the newspaper and corrects him by saying it's Mxyzptlk. He then asks about McGurk. Clark grapes at him, but the man turns into a newspaper. He asks Lois if she saw the weird man, but she only dismisses this as just delusions. Mxyzptlk seems completely unfazed by the fact that he's casually strolling around an art exhibit, even turning a famous statue, Rodin's Thinker, into a hulking, punch-throwing menace. When Superman attempts to stop the animated statue, he ends up smashing it to pieces, and now has to deal with a horrified crowd who didn't see the imp or the chaos he just caused. Poor Superman is left looking guilty, like he just decided to take out a famous piece of art for fun. With Mxyzptlk causing mayhem left and right and only Superman able to see him, you can tell this is just the beginning of an absolutely bonkers showdown. He's back at his parents' place, trying to explain to Ma and Pa Kent that bizarre things keep happening to him. But here's the kicker, he's the only one who ever sees him. So naturally, he wonders if he's losing his mind. Jonathan Kent tries to be the voice of reason, hinting there's probably a logical explanation behind it. And then Ma Kent chimes in with something less helpful, suggesting a godlike being from another dimension might be messing with him. Of course, that's exactly when both of Superman's parents magically turn into chickens right in front of him. Because, why not? Enter Mxyzptlk, the chaos-loving imp responsible for all of this, and he's having the time of his life. He casually explains that he's an all-powerful being from the fifth dimension who's decided to turn Superman into his latest plaything. Apparently, ordinary humans were getting boring, and Superman is the ultimate challenge for his twisted little games. Oh, and he's got rules too. If Superman can trick him into saying his own name backward, he'll disappear for a few months. Seems easy enough, except Superman can barely pronounce the name forwards, let alone work out a way to make Mxyzptlk say it backward. With a snap, Mxyzptlk is gone, and Clark is back in the kitchen with his now human again parents, who have no idea what just happened. Superman just sighs, shakes it off, and asks what's for dinner. It's like he's already accepted that dealing with an interdimensional prankster is his new normal. So 3 months go by, and just as Superman thinks his life is back to normal, bam, Mxyzptlk is back, this time popping up right out of Superman's bathroom mirror. Imagine the shock of seeing that little imp staring back at you while you're just trying to brush your teeth. Mxyzptlk's thrilled and ready to wreak havoc, convinced Superman won't dodge him this time. But surprise, Superman already knows his game. The big guy casually mispronounces Mxyzptlk's name backwards, and just like that, poof. The imp's zapped back to his dimension. Again. 3 months later, Mxyzptlk reappears, this time at the Daily Planet office, madder than ever. Superman's tired of the games and offers to take this outside for a real showdown. But before anything can go down, Mxyzptlk hilariously volunteers to edit Superman's article, and then accidentally spells his name backward in the process. Cue another vanishing act. Just as Lois walks in, of course, she spots Superman's now horribly typo-filled article and starts roasting him for it. Poor Clark. Mxyzptlk's frustration boils over at his own place, where he vents to his girlfriend, Gizpitlesnez, who's not exactly thrilled about his Superman obsession. She half-jokingly suggests that if he's that bothered, why not just destroy Superman already? Light bulb moment. He's going to go all in on his next visit, so he spends days, possibly weeks, building a massive iron statue, his ultimate weapon, to take Superman down once and for all. But, spoiler alert, by the time he's ready to strike, Superman's already got him beat. We hit the 3-month mark yet again, and Superman's already dreading Mxyzptlk's inevitable return. He even marks his calendar with an M for Mxyzptlk, because apparently, this annoying imp from another dimension is basically a scheduled nuisance now. Just as he's brooding over this, Lois walks in and starts complaining about her sister's long visits, right before, bam, she's turned into a horse. Not just her, but the whole office morphs into animals, courtesy of none other than Mxyzptlk himself, who's back with even crazier tricks up his sleeve. Superman, who's now probably over this whole circus, asks Mxyzptlk what it'll take to get rid of him for good. Mxyzptlk raises the stakes. Superman has to make him say his name backward twice in a row, but if Mxyzptlk wins, he gets to keep Superman as his personal stable boy. Superman, totally done with the nonsense, pretends to quit right there and walks off like he doesn't care. Mxyzptlk can't believe it, so he pulls out all the stops to make Superman stay in the game, even threatening to expose his secret identity. But Superman's totally calm and flies off with Mxyzptlk hot on his tail. What follows is the most chaotic chase ever, with Mxyzptlk morphing into a kryptonite warhead and everything. Finally, Superman leads him back to the Daily Planet rooftop, where Mxyzptlk is ready to gloat about his victory. But in a hilarious twist, Superman reveals that Mxyzptlk wrote his name twice in the sky. Mxyzptlk, totally defeated, finally realizes that he has been played all along and he poofs away, apparently for good. Back in the office, Superman casually wipes the M off his calendar and tells Lois that his pest of a visitor isn't coming after all. Meanwhile, Mxyzptlk, stuck in his own dimension, rants to a Superman statue, vowing revenge but realizing he might just have to take up a new hobby. Lois Lane's award night takes a dark turn when she gets a cryptic threat just as she's stepping into the spotlight. Moments later, a rigged kryptonite trap nearly ends her acceptance speech, but Superman's got her covered, swooping in to save the day. The cops are on the case, but Lois, ever the investigator, isn't about to leave it up to them, especially with an old adversary heading the investigation. Later, when she and Clark hit the road, her car suddenly veers out of control, and it's clear this mystery stalker isn't done yet. Superman saves them just before the car crashes. Lois's investigative instincts are on high alert when she and Clark track down a clue to her attacker. They find themselves chatting with Eddie, an old informant with LexCorp connections, hoping he might help them unravel the mystery. But that turns into a dead end, or so they think, until they confront Lex himself, who's doing his usual innocent businessman routine. He swears he'd never be so obvious if he was out to get her. Yeah, right. Just when Lois thinks she's a step closer to understanding the stalker's game, things take a terrifying turn. A bomb in the Daily Planet elevator, complete with a creepy voice warning her that nowhere is safe. Superman barely swoops in on time as the bomb blasts, and the elevator rockets out of the building. Lois has had it with these attacks, and is more ready than ever to face down whoever's behind this twisted game. Lois is losing it. Between the sleepless nights and constant dread, she's a mess, feeling like a sitting duck with no way to protect herself. After a call with Clark, she decides she can't just sit back anymore and sneaks off to confront her old informant Eddie, hoping he might shed some light on the stalker's motives. But during their chat, she picks up on a slip-up. Eddie congratulates her on her award, despite supposedly being off the grid the whole night. Suspicious much? Turns out, Eddie isn't just a helpful contact, he's the one behind it all. The guy went full Darkseid, claiming he did everything just to get her attention after she overlooked him when he helped with her LexCorp expose. In a twisted plan, he traps her in a cage of laser beams he had designed specifically for her apartment, taunting her with no way out. Enter Superman, swooping in right on cue, and it's showdown time. Eddie's got some nasty gadgets. He even throws out a solar-powered weapon designed to weaken the Man of Steel. But after a fierce fight, Superman overpowers him and frees Lois. Grateful and impressed, Lois teases Superman, wishing she could see him under less life-threatening circumstances. With his usual charm, Superman hints that maybe, just maybe, that day will come. And just like that, we've reached the end of these two epic episodes. From Lois's edge-of-your-seat thriller to Superman's surreal showdown with Mxyzptlk, we got it all. Explosions, laser traps, impish chaos, and even a few laugh-out-loud moments along the way. So, what did we learn? Well, for one, Superman's not just about brute strength. He's got smarts and resilience to match, whether he's dealing with a crazed stalker or an impish otherworldly nuisance. And Lois, she's unstoppable. Together, they make the ultimate team in handling everything from twisted villains to comic mayhem. Until the next time Mxyzptlk pops up, or Lois finds herself in another perilous situation, Superman's got his work cut out for him. Here's to more mind-bending twists and high-stakes heroics. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. So, after all that excitement, here's a question for you. If you were Superman, how would you trick Mxyzptlk into saying his name backward? Or, if you could pair up with any character to help Lois out, who would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.